Day 4. We are in the second half of my holiday now. So today's outfit, I'm just keeping it a bit more casual because it's chucking it down with rain again out there. Because of course it is. So we're back in with the hat because it's still freezing cold. We've got the Vivian Westwood bag because we've got to run out to the shops just to get food. Because apparently that's the way here. You go to the shop every day to get bread. Just buy it in bulk, that's what I normally do. We're going with the shirt. We've got the Motley Crue t-shirt that I made, the faux leather leggings again, and of course my Reebok. And as for a coat, I'm just going to wear my raincoat because I don't want my fluffy one to get wet at the end of the day. So yeah, here's to having a relaxing day on this day number 4. We're finally able to light the fire. It only took 4 days of begging. This first time they've lit it this season, so we did it in the daytime in case anything like came down the chimney. So we added all the kindling in and let that flame away for a little while before adding in a log just to get it started. So Kaz stayed at home while me and Dad went out to another bloody supermarket. This is the Intermarché. We went in here because obviously we needed daily bread. Got the first Harry Potter book, all in French. It's going to be the best way to learn the language because I know the story like the back of my own hand. And what did you get, Dad? Just more bread?
I got bread, I got French bread.
Why do you go daily?
Because that's how they make it daily. So.
Yeah, but why wouldn't you just like in England, you'd buy a loaf?
No, it's so much better when it's baked first day. So
there you go.
It is the French way.
That's why you end up coming out to the shop every bloody day. So after our little jaunty to the shop, it was back to the B&B and I was helping Dad with his business paperwork. So as you can see, I'm just sorting out through all their receipts for the last few months and getting all the figures in place. So 25 grand in student loan debt, and this is what my degree has come down to. My journalism degree is sifting through receipts to help my dad. Then we were out to walk Murray again. This is the sign for where they are. And then, yeah, we just walked him around. Thankfully, it was a little bit drier today, so we didn't get too wet. So we went on a slightly longer walk around the actual countryside. And I made friends with some cows. They didn't like Murray, so they started stampeding. I wanted to set them free, because of course I did. But, yeah, we didn't. Here you can see one staring out with Murray, and Murray just looking at me like, come on then, we need to get going. Then the next field along was where the bulls were kept. They too were staring at Murray, so you can just keep seeing him watching. Then back to the B&B to read The Exorcist by the fire before having dinner. So here we have dinner. It's a jacket potato, vegan burger and garlic mushrooms, my favourite. Then back into playing Shithead, because it's our favourite game to play. We're all quite competitive. This is why we like playing it, because there is some strategy involved, but mostly it is luck. And yeah, we're competitive, so we have to keep trying to see who wins. And that's the end of day 4, so there we are. Okay, so day 5, we went over to the Buddhist temple. I totally forgot to film what I was wearing because by this point on I was just wearing band tees and jeans and jumpers because it was so cold. But yeah, we went over to the Buddhist temple. This is the outside. Obviously, as we were walking up, they didn't allow us to film on the inside, which I completely understand, so I wasn't about to push anything. But we could film the outside. So they did let us, however, go in. So as you can see the white van there, they were cleaning at the time we got there. So we weren't allowed fully inside, but they did let us go in, and we took our shoes off to go in, obviously. But we were allowed to walk around the grounds. So here are the grounds, like these are the gardens. There is plenty of meditation points in the gardens. There's a koi pond that I end up walking down to. I will just let this footage play for a little while because it was so peaceful there. The sun came out for us, and yeah, I'm just going to let this play so you can enjoy the serenity of it. Then it was time to go and find food, but we saw this cat statue on the way, which I realised was actually an omen for what was coming up. So we had some chips and iced tea. And then, as I said, the omen of before, we found a cat. Well, I saw the cat and I instantly had to try and get its attention. He was a little friendly, but not too friendly. So I just kind of filmed him for a little bit. But look how beautiful he was. Look at him. He's absolutely gorgeous. And then obviously he just sauntered off and let us eat his lunch. I think he belonged to the person who owned the cafe. So, because he kind of knew the area and he went on the inside as well. So, but look at him. I was so happy to have found a cat, especially being surrounded by a dog and cows. We all know I'm a crazy cat lady deep down. And there he is sauntering away. Look at him. Then it was back to the B&B, and I spent hours reading before taking the dog out back for another walk. Because of course we found a different lake to walk him around this time. And then back home to the fire. Such a nice fire. Oh, I'd love one of these in my own house. And because it was my last night, Kaz had decorated the table. Like, look at this. Look, so we had that soup again just to finish it off. It was delicious. And then pouring my iced tea into a wine glass, because why not? You can drink iced tea and still be fancy. And then in with the main course. By the time I'd eaten this, I didn't want pudding. There was no way I was having pudding. So it was back in with our regular game of shithead, before going up to bed and calling it a night. Day 6, the final day then. So this is where I had to say goodbye. I wasn't really looking forward to it at all. I hate saying goodbye to my dad. So here I am on the train from Montluçon to Vazon, which is where I got to make the switch again. So I'm just leaving it. Hopefully I will be back next year. And then we finally got to Vazon. The train was literally, I didn't even have to change platforms. It was the opposite side of the one I was already on. And this is the train pulling in to take me to London. This was a bit of a nightmare train because someone was sat in my seat. Now, I'm not fluent in French. So I ended up having to speak to the train guard, and in my broken French, he was like, just sit anywhere, it's fine. So I sat opposite this lovely little passenger. Look at him, so cute. And then, after sitting here for a few hours and eating lunch, we finally arrived in Paris at 2:30. I made it to Paris. I don't have time to go and wander about as I thought, because they want you at the Eurostar like an hour early, so I'm going to make my way to Gare du Nord. And of course, it's the last day I'm travelling and the sun's decided to appear. For God, like really? It's been raining all week and now the sun turns up. Made it to Gare du Nord. Now time to go get my Eurostar. I'm really out of breath buying for a drink. Time to go and grab a drink at my Eurostar, and then I'm going back to England. It's a good job I didn't go down to where I wanted to go shopping for a bit, because apparently there's protests down there now, so I'm just going to go straight home. It's easier. So I got through all of border control, both of them, leaving the French one and into the English one, then got to duty free and sat down and had a drink until it was time to board the Eurostar. I just wanted to get home at this point. So it was time to say goodbye to Paris and France until next year. So we're just leaving. Funny story, on the journey back, I did end up actually falling asleep on the train. I only know this because the person sat next to me nudged me a little bit and it shook me awake. So I don't know if I was snoring or not, but my bad, whatever. And then we finally hit London and we went back an hour in time as well. So we finally got to London. Frustrating because now I had to go and wait for another train. Made it back to London. I've got my PSL. That was a nightmare journey back. What was the protests going on in Paris? And then what I can only describe as stag do on the carriage of the Eurostar. They would not shut up. It was an absolute nightmare, so I'm glad I've got my coffee and I'm glad I've got one train left to get me home, because all I want to do now is get home and cuddle up with Bowie because I'm exhausted. Thank you for coming along on this journey with me. It's my first trip travelling abroad alone, so it was kind of nerve-wracking, but I didn't want to think about it too much because otherwise I never would have done it. Anyway, until the next one, I will see you later.